Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to Hen Live today. I'm Vinita, representing Hen, her entrepreneurial network, a community to inspire, inform, and support each other to build successful businesses and balanced life. I'm founder of Winnie's Foods, a brand that brings global flavors to your table. Yes, we make fresh, preservative free pasta sauces, dips, and seasonings. Today, I'm thrilled to have another food entrepreneur with me who's a qualified dietitian and who has created her own clean snack brand called NutriCouture. Please welcome Shruti Bhargav, founder of NutriCouture, and let's hear from her journey from home kitchen to a commercial setup. Hi, Shruti, how are you?
Hello, Vinita. I'm very good. How are you doing?
Good, good, thanks. Welcome to Hen Live today. I'm so excited
Thank
to hear your stories today.
Same here, Vinita. And thank you so much to Hen for giving me this opportunity and having me here and with a wonderful host. So I'm all excited to share this with you all.
Awesome. So tell us, Shruti, how did you come up with this whole concept of NutriCouture? You're a dietitian, you were doing your practice earlier, but what made you really bring into this space of NutriCouture and what exactly NutriCouture is all about?
Yeah. So, they say like necessity is the mother of invention. Okay. So that's what the main basis of Nutriculture is. And me, before I talk about Nutriculture, it's very important to talk what I am. Okay. So before a dietitian, I'm a foodie person. Okay. And becoming a dietitian became a blessing because, I understood the science behind what I'm eating, what my family, my loved ones are eating, okay, and how that food can help them. So the journey of NutriCouture started when I found, and I was dealing with my patients who were suffering from various lifestyle disorders because that's where my forte is, treating people with lifestyle disorder like diabetes, cholesterol, and all. And the major roadblock with these people and people like me who is foodie and who comes with a family history of all lifestyle disorders in the genes. The moment I leave my nutrition thing aside and I'm able I'm very much welcomed by all these diseases to step in. So what triggered was when we give this diet plans to people, okay, they follow for certain period, and the moment ye mid meal wala factor aata hai na, morning may we are left with fruit options or we are left with some nuts options some roasted namkeen, sorry, roasted makhana or chana, etc. And especially if I talk about 7 years down the line, there were very few brands offering nutritious snacks. Okay. Or if offering, the match was not there. The front label and the back label were not matching each other. So there came the point where I decided I need to look at this option because, 1 month, 2 months diet follow hua, and then they needed a cheat meal, or they were hiding from us and they were doing the cheats and we were not getting the results. Their blood parameters were not improving. So that was the time that I decided I need to do something. And this also takes me to a scenario almost 25, 27 years back when I visited MACD and I had MacPuff for the first time. So my degree of foodie being is to that level that the moment I came home I tried that. Okay. So
Right.
becoming dietitian helped me alter the recipes and add some nutrition wala funda to it. Okay. And that's the baseline with the NutriCouture. So we wanted to make the snacks which are completely nutritious, help people fight lifestyle disorders easily with right eating and in a daily eating habits, not following a particular regime strictly, and achieve sustainable goals.
Yeah. So basically, building a product which is more for a daily lifestyle management rather than, focusing on one thing. So if they build a
Exactly.
habit about having healthy snacks on a daily basis, of course, they will face lesser problems. Completely agree.
Yes.
But as a dietitian, आपके दिमाग में इतना सारा चलता होगा कि मैं इसका भी प्रोडक्ट बना दूं, उसका भी प्रोडक्ट बना दूं. This also I can convert into healthy stuff. So how did you really come up with कि मेरे को कौन से products launch करने हैं न्यूट्रिकोटोर में कि how did you decide to start? Because with for you, sky's the limit. You will know the nutritional limit of everything. and every product you can convert it into a nutritional one. So how did you really come up with that range?
So, Vinita, I can really understand this question, especially coming from you, because you also into a food zone, and we have n number of products which we want to develop because people need it, but it's not that what we want to develop. It's what our consumers are requiring. Okay, so when we started the thought process of this brand, the name we decided later on, but yeah, we thought, okay, we have to go into this line. So that was a time that we started with some R&D as well. Okay, understanding what the market is demanding. So definitely having that time, having almost experience of 12, 13 years, having dealt with people of such problems. Okay, I was knowing what the customers are wanting, but that was only what I was knowing. Okay, I had to hear out what others wanted. So I went to dietitians, I spoke to senior doctors, the health practitioners, the fitness trainers, what their clients are demanding. And even we went to the retail stores, the retail chains, and especially I still remember we used to go into the evenings, the weekends, and we used to talk to the customers there buying the products. And we just ask them, like, if something healthy has to happen, what are you looking at? We spoke to the shopkeepers, what their clients are demanding. And when we started jotting down all those things, stitched all these threads that we collected from here and there, then we learned that there are few products which are common, and then we worked on those things. Yes, we decided a baseline for us, uh, having known that gluten is a big problem. Not just that gluten is a problem with people suffering from celiac diseases, but it is also people having a lot of inflammation in the body. So the first baseline was, I will create everything which is wheat free. Second, I was knowing that refined oils are a big issue. Okay, the palm oil, and that time also we had, and hydrogenated fats and all. They are taking our country to diseases, not just the diabetes capital, but also the cardiovascular diseases. So that was another line, that we will make the entire range which is wheat free, preservative free, not the artificial additives and all, and absolutely refined oil or the palm oil free. So that's how we decided, and again, collected all the data and decided, okay, we'll just start with 5 6 products, test the waters, and see what the customers has to say.
Interesting. So to create a preservative free product is not easy. I mean, I can relate to that. So was there anything specific in the process that you had to do to make sure that the shelf life of the product stays? Because when we don't add preservatives, of course, it's not like you can claim for a 1 year shelf life or something. So what was the thing that went behind you, certain processes that you had to ensure that it could be stable?
Yeah, definitely. See, what happens is when you fry a food and fry at a higher temperature, okay, that oxidative stress that happens here, okay, that kills its lasting properties. And because of that, the preservatives has to be added, the shelf life retainers have to be added. And at the same time, my motto was not to create a big shelf life product. Okay, the first and foremost idea was to create a product which your body is taking, and आपके liver को ना उसके साथ लड़ाई नहीं करनी है, in very simple words, because our liver is the organ which suffers a lot. It's a very happy and a good organ because it repairs very quickly, but that doesn't mean that we'll keep harassing it.
Can't abuse
So
it, yes.
what we what we decided is, okay, let's go with the process like roasting and baked. Okay, where we can control the temperature, use the unprocessed oils, okay, and go ahead with the range. Let it be a shelf life of 1 or 2 months. And definitely we took care, how do we seal the product so that the moisture doesn't go in, we took care of the oxygen barriers, etc., so that we can reduce that oxidative stress of the product. And yes, we always claim, let us be a small shelf life product manufacturer, but let us create that change to people's life, not just creating a mass of the product and done.
Yeah, so no, that's amazing. And as Gunjan says in the comments, that it really takes a lot of commitment to stay preservative free and a lot of conviction, because you don't get into that, what do you say, the mass market. You're not one of the product of those mass markets. You are a very niche market product, and you target only the people who are really concerned about their health and give them the
Exactly.
best healthy snack option, right? So
Yes.
now, you were telling about you nailed down on certain products that you started with. So what were those products? How many products did you actually start your whole journey with?
Okay, so that's really interesting. It's taking me back to those 7 years. So, we did that R&D and looking what the products were there. So we found that one was Diet Chivra. Okay, trail mixes were very much in, and then some premix. Like we wanted create a range which is snacking, fulfilling your need for the snacking options. Secondly, giving you something the breakfast option, okay, the premix or something easy to do things, and then giving you something sweet as well. So I still remember we launched a range of the diet chivra was one of them, the idli premix was one of them, then our granola was one of the product, and then there was nuts and seeds laddu was one of the product which was made with jaggery. So these were about 4 to 6 products which we did that time. Okay, and so how it started, it was very interesting. So we made the products as per the data collected. Now was the time to get it tested. Okay, so I went to some of my mentors who, if I talk now, they are those dietitians of the industry who are known worldwide, I would say, and they hold good experience of 40, 42 years. And I was sitting, she was the senior most dietitian among all of us and the chief dietitian of the very reputed hospital. So I was sitting in her cabin, took her appointment, went there. I just handed over those small pouches. And I was just took those small batches and wanted to see what her reaction is. And I still remember, it's giving me goosebumps right now. But the moment I gave her, I just closed my eyes, fingers crossed, and I wanted to have her feedback. And she was like, Shruti, what is this? Minka, what happened, ma'am? This is so good. You should go ahead with this. And then, two dietitians were sitting there and she gave this, look what this girl has created. So that was the point, which gave me confidence. Okay, Shruti, you can go ahead with something like this. Okay. And it didn't stop there. I shared it with many other dietitians, my colleagues as well. And then I also parceled it to a few of my clients who were really looking forward to it. So it's not that everybody liked it. Okay. We needed the genuine feedback. So I sent it to people who can be really the devil advocates, I would say. So I got good feedbacks, the bad feedbacks, and we improvised the product. So journey of improvisation and creating the good product with the good packaging and all, it continued for few months. And yes, we were ready to launch and be in the market with those 6 products.
Awesome. I'm one of your happy customer as well. So I enjoy your snacking on the chivra as well. When you said chivra, I'm like, oh, I love it.
It was one of the first product to start with.
Yeah, so that's like your first baby, isn't it? So now I see your range, which is like quite an extensive range. So I'm guessing over a period of time, based on the reactions of customers and how customers took it, you decided to launch more and more products, right?
Yeah.
So how did you go about adding? Is what it was mainly the customer feedback that brings you to launch new product, or is there anything else that you do before deciding that okay, this will be our next product that we launch?
So, see, Vinita, right from the beginning, scaling up was our vision. Okay, because I left my corporate job. Okay, I was holding a good position there, and coming to this space of entrepreneurship, I knew that just the range of 6 products will not work. Okay, so
Right.
the first line was that we started from home kitchen, which was kind of testing the waters. Okay, we have to move to the bigger location, we have to move to the commercial setup. And as you know, commercial setup does not just comes with the space legacy. Okay, you enjoy being into that space and that aura of being to the next level. But yes, you have to manage the revenues as well. Okay, so
And
I
it's a
knew.
courage to get to the next step.
Absolutely. So, the machinery has to come, the other equipments, the packaging material, lot of things have to be added with that step of scaling up. So, definitely, we had to multiply this range of 6 products. So, gradually, what we targeted is, ki, okay, every 3 months we will launch something new. Because, the good part was the customers who were with me, they wanted those snacks. Okay, and they were loving it. But कितने महीने कोई लाइक एक डाइट
एक ही
चिवड़ा
चीज
पे
खाएगा।
जिएगा ना
हाँ,
एंड एक ओनली इडली मिक्स बार बार बनाएगा. ओके, so and I wanted more people, so that's why we started multiplying, we started adding the products. Definitely we took customers feedback. So what we used to do is every 3 months we used to, with all those trial and errors, we create used to create one product, two products, and with every order which was going, okay, we used to send a small sample. And along with that sample, we used to send a small scale. Okay, rate this product on the level of this. And God's grace, I got at least 50 to 60% of the people who used to respond to this. Okay.
very
So
nice.
that's how we started scaling up, adding up the products, adding up the machinery. And from home kitchen to a commercial setup, we took that step. And that also happened, if I answer this question of how I decided to move to that commercial setup, because there were two constraints in the home kitchen. One, being as I shared, we wanted to create the entire range which is wheat free. Okay, in the home setup, whatever hard I tried, that was not possible. Okay, so I have to move to a wheat free zone completely. Okay, that was one of the reason. Another big reason was people started liking, and we entered to the B2B zone as well. Okay, so we got some orders from the dietitians, and the very first bulk order which the dietitian wanted to keep in her clinic, I still remember it was almost 200 to 240 packets that we had to pack. Okay, and we went crazy from our home kitchen. Okay,
I can
so we
imagine.
decided, yeah, house was now not a house, it was
Not easy.
became a complete, our drawing room, our living room, it was complete mess. And we decided, okay, this cannot happen, we have to move. So that's how we
So that
started.
was a decision making point, that let's get to a bigger space. And I'm
Yes,
sure, see, the machineries that you get into, they're all commercial machineries. So they, anyway, you can't operate those machineries and have them at home.
exactly.
And yeah, so what is something that went to your mind before buying machinery? So did you do a lot of research to buy machineries? Because see, a lot of people think through whether we should go ahead and buy machines or just still continue with what we are doing. And so what is your take on that, Shruti? कि आप कैसे decide करा आपने कि अब मैं ये वाली machine खरीदूं, क्योंकि there are so many machines. Because I myself kind of bought few machines recently, and I went crazy. So many vendors in the market, they are trying to sell you all different type of machines. So how did you have in your mind that this is exactly the machine that I want to buy?
See, when we were manufacturing the goods, these snacks, no, Vinita, we had in mind, ki, okay, this is the line we have to go ahead. Okay, so we chose the lines of baking and roasted snacks. Okay, so we were looking for the commercial products for those. We had the smaller ones, but yes, for a bigger setup, for the scaling up, we required the bigger machines. And at the same time, what was in mind was to stay consistent with the quality of the products, with the taste and all. Okay, so definitely we had to think of the machinery which can take care of those things and can get rid of that manual work. And we sit in the zone, any part of the country, we know how the manpower ditch us at times. Okay, so all those points were there. And I got to know about few of the exhibitions. That was the first time I visited Ahar. Okay,
Right, because somebody recently just asked that, where did you get the info about buying the machine? So I guess, yeah, Ahar was, yeah.
yes,
How
so
did
I
you
would
get the
strongly
information?
suggest to people, look for these exhibitions, go there. Even if you don't find anything, go and explore it, because there's always something or the other takeaway from whatever effort you put in. That's my biggest learning. Okay. So we went to Ahar, we had certain machineries in mind. We looked those machineries on the portals like India Mart and all, but you cannot see them. You cannot see what exactly the outcome can be. Okay. The electricity consumption and a lot many other factors associated with it. So we went to Ahar, we talked to few people, few manufacturers we already sorted, so from the different parts of the country. Then we spoke to them, if we can get the demos and all. Okay, because that was very important. We like the machine, but whether the end product will come out what we wanted or not. Okay, so we spoke to them, and that's how we decided, okay, this is what the machinery is. But yes, few factors that we, that time we were in Gurgaon. Okay, so we wanted somebody from that area only, so that if there comes any kind of hiccup with the machine, it's not working, then any maintenance is required, and we don't need to invest. Because like, at this, the biggest factor that was that time was, we are still bootstrap. Okay, we did not got the investments and all. So we had to be very careful with the investments we are making. So we thought of taking the baby steps, but yes, taking the very important steps. And we decided to categorize our machineries, our procurement into two categories. Okay, the one was must-haves, another was good to have. So the must-haves included all those important machinery which can take our products to the next level. Okay, so people think it, okay, roasting of the chivda, etc., can be done in the kadhai and all those things. No, it's not that easy. The masala sticking is not that easy work. So we
We're
decided
talking
on,
about scale and manual things, of course, becomes
exactly,
very
we
difficult.
wanted to get
And the
out of that
consistency of
thing,
output. Yeah.
consistency. Exactly. So like, you also have in like, invested in the machinery. You have also set up the new machinery right now. So I'm sure you can also share what your experience is with this.
Yeah, so buying machinery was not so easy because, as I said, like your mind goes crazy seeing so many vendors. So I did exactly the same thing where we went and visited some vendors and gave them food which we dehydrate and said, okay, I want to see the output. And after that, we decided, okay, this is the one that we want to buy and this is the size that we want to start with.
Yeah.
So when you went into the whole machinery part, and so you said that you are bootstrapped and all. So once the machinery comes, I think the biggest question comes is how do you optimize the capacity of the machine? Because now the machines have come. So how did you take care of that bit, Shruti?
So, like, that's where our that work of scaling up or multiplying into the many products came into exist, like picture. So, what happened is we decided the machinery intelligently that, okay, two important machinery we are taking, and with the small, the millers, the mixer grinders, etc., the commercial ones and all that, those were the smaller ones, but the major ones, uh, the oven and the roaster. Okay, and they really required, good time and good capacity. So for that, what we did is the range of baked products. So we set up a schedule. Okay, so one day one product will be done, another day another product will be done, or might be we'll do it a bi-weekly basis, etc., because we have to combine both the machinery running and the manpower utilization also, both has to go hand in hand. And like, the utilization of those products which we are manufacturing. So the simple thing that we did is the creation of the range of products which can occupy our bakery machine, which can occupy our roaster, and that's how we, try to optimize them.
So basically, you chose those range of products which use the same machinery, and you didn't have to buy another machine for that
Yeah.
particular product. Very
Yes.
smart decision, Shruti. Very smart decision. So I mean, yeah, that's something to learn that you need to really think through while launching the product. That how do you optimize the whole machinery thing? Right.
Yes.
So now that these machines have come, your production has increased. You have scaled up. Did you think about going into retail by any chance?
Oh, yeah. So retail came quite early. Okay. So it came in 2019. Okay. Where we were not knowing that Corona gonna hit us as well with the retail hitting. So yes, we did try the retail. But the best part was, along with retail, we were with the dietitians stores as well. Okay. So when we started and that was also one of the reason, Vinita, why we moved to the commercial setup, because we got the opportunity for the retail chain also. Okay. So
Right.
we did went for that because, it, as an entrepreneur, it always excites you. Okay, you are going to be present in the big stores. Your products are present there. You can see
Yeah.
them. People are, walking in, selecting them. So yes, we went for that, but somehow it was not that good experience. Might be it was too early that time. Okay, so I would say ki yes, if now I get the opportunity to go into the retail, I will still think of. But now after this Corona thing, we have a lot of online options available.
Correct.
So that time we did retail, which was not that good experience. But
Mm. So, what is something that you would really like to tell our home cooks who aspire to start a commercial setup? Because सबकी इच्छा होती है कि हमारा भी एक commercial setup हो, हम कुछ बड़ा करें, क्या करें. But it's definitely a courage to step into that zone. So, what is in short that you would like to tell our home cooks moving into commercial setup? What they should be careful about?
See, the first and foremost thing, be confident with whatever you create. I'm sure you will also agree with it, and be proud of what you are going to do. Okay? So when you are stepping anywhere and you are talking about your brand, you should be you should be so confident talking about it. And another thing is, जो हम स्मॉल बिजनेस बोलते हैं ना, वी आर स्मॉल बिजनेस ओनर्स. आई थिंक स्मॉल बिजनेस ना सिर्फ एमएसएमई के लिए रहने दो, बिकॉज दैट्स ओनली रिक्वायर्ड फॉर द गवर्नमेंट थिंग. You have created something which is so big for yourself. You know,
Yeah.
you most of us, we come from the corporate background, most, or we have worked something or the other, and we have thought of creating something which we were always passionate about, so it cannot be small. Okay, so develop that product, be it into the food, be it into any area, but develop it with the consistency, with the quality. Never compromise on it. Even if you're getting a bigger order, don't compromise on the pricing. At times it happens that, like, we get big order and we think, okay, थोड़ा सा कर देते हैं ना, बट उसके पीछे जो आपका मेहनत जाता है ना उस ऑर्डर को भेजने में, okay, आपको फिर उसका वैल्यू नहीं मिल पाता. सो ऑलवेज value yourself, your efforts, and what you have created. And yes, the sky is your limit. Go ahead, and we would be happy to help wherever the support is needed. This the zone of entrepreneurs, the way we have come up and supporting each other, it's incredible.
Yeah. And also, I think, see, from your story and your journey, Shruti, I feel that getting or stepping into commercial setup, I think people need to be mindful and careful about when they jump into that segment. They need to be careful about the infrastructure that they create, the machineries that they buy, because there has to be an ROI for that, and the labor, as you said, that you have to train your staff so that the machines can operate well and least damages happen, all those kind of things that we face a day in day out. So yeah, I think moving into the commercial setup does take a lot of courage, but definitely everybody should take care of the commitment that they're getting into and the investment that they're doing, and consider the ROI of that, and then based on that do their own take an informed decision of moving to the next step. Which, I mean, I'm really impressed with your journey, Shruti, how beautifully you have gone to from a home cooking to this such a big, nice, big scale unit that you have with machineries and doing so many products. I think now you have almost how many products do you have? Like, you started with six
Six,
and you've gone to,
42 products right now.
wow, isn't that an amazing journey? That's
It's
amazing.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
I would
so
just
yeah,
say,
um,
yeah.
this
No,
is very interesting.
yes. No, it's really, and like, even like, whenever I look at those product range and I look at the first packaging that we did, and now if I show you the packaging, like, like, this is
Yeah.
our craft paper
Yeah, and
packaging.
also in between, I'll just quickly bring up this question because before our session ends,
Yeah, sure.
Gunjan is asking, as a consumer, how can I cross-check these claims by various brands? And as a dietitian, I think you're the best person to answer that. So many brands are claiming for something. Are we really getting what they're claiming? So how do you really check?
So, Gunjan, the first and foremost thing that I always say is look the front. Just don't go on what is mentioned as the product name. Always go back and look at that. You might see a lot of preservatives mentioned as codes. Okay, so just Google what that preservative exactly is. And for example, like, when we started our R&D, we found that the market was having a good range of oat biscuits, and we know a few of the top brands who are giving oat biscuits. Look back, that oat biscuit would hardly have 10 or 15% of the oats, and the rest is the refined wheat flour, not even the wheat flour. Okay, so as a very wise consumer, you need to look not just the front but at the back level as well, and that's what we took care of. Like, we wanted to deliver what we committed. So if I'm saying I will make product range which is wheat free, it is 100% wheat free. It is 100% refined oil free. We will not play with those things just because we have to be into the market.
Amazing. And we have another question from Tina. What were the constructive feedbacks that you got and challenges you face? Yeah, that's a very interesting question.
So, Tina, like, if I talk about the first product, okay, like diet chibra only. So, when we made this product, it was a namkeen, okay. So, some wanted high salt, some wanted more chatpata, some wanted low salt, okay. So, we took the feedback very positively. If somebody said that it's high in salt, okay, we studied on it, and then we decided, okay, what can be the optimum salt that we can put to it so that it can be liked by all. And at times we got, okay, once it happened that, like, the chibra got a bit soggy, okay. So we need to take that feedback and look into our packaging. Okay. So, whatever feedback is coming, always take it positively. So I always say the positive feedback gives me a strength. Okay, I'm on a right path. But when the negative come, that's always a learning thing, because that gives me a step to correct myself. I cannot go confident or overconfident that, okay, I'm doing the best. My products are the best. But the negative feedback is also welcomed wholeheartedly, and with a scope of improving and making a product which can be more better and best and liked by more and more people.
That's such a high spirited Shruti we have. Very nice. It
I
was
think that
really
that's what
lovely.
drives us all.
Yeah, I know it's time that we need to finish this and wrap up the whole thing. So it was really wonderful having you, Shruti. And thank you so much for sharing your success story, your tips, and your journey with us. It was fantastic. Thank you so
Thank,
much. Thank you,
thank you
everybody, for
so
joining
very
us
much.
in live
Yeah.
today.
Thank you, Han team, for having me here again.